Jordan Spieth has always played golf with emotion, instinct, and imagination. That unpredictability is exactly why fans remain fascinated by him more than a decade into his PGA Tour career. Whether he is talking through impossible shots with longtime caddy Michael Greller, escaping disaster with miraculous recoveries, or draining pressure putts at the perfect moment, Spieth consistently creates moments that feel different from everyone else in golf. And during the 2026 Truist Championship at Quail Hollow, one small hand gesture instantly reminded fans why they fell in love with Spieth in the first place. The moment came during Saturday's third round, while Spieth played alongside Xander Schauffele on moving day. Standing on the par 5 15th hole, Spieth faced a massive 66-foot eagle putt with a sweeping right-to-left break. It was the kind of putt most players simply hope to lag close for birdie. Instead, Spieth buried it perfectly. As the ball tracked toward the hole, the crowd erupted. But what truly caught fans' attention happened immediately afterward. Before the ball had even fully dropped into the cup, Spieth turned toward his longtime caddy Michael Greller and made his now famous "Go get it for me" hand gesture. It was quick, casual, confident, and for golf fans, it instantly felt familiar. One commentator on the broadcast jokingly summed up the moment perfectly. "Gorilla, can you go get that one for me?" Within minutes, social media exploded. Fans immediately connected the gesture to one of the most iconic moments of Spieth's entire career, the unforgettable finish at the 2017 Open Championship at Royal Birkdale. That tournament remains one of the greatest examples of Spieth's chaotic brilliance. Heading into the final round at Royal Birkdale, Spieth held a 3-shot lead and appeared firmly in control of the claret jug. But then came the infamous 13th hole, where everything nearly collapsed. Spieth launched his tee shot wildly offline, sending the ball onto a driving range far away from the fairway. What followed was one of the strangest scenes in major championship history. After an extended rules discussion that lasted nearly 20 minutes, Spieth somehow escaped with only a bogey. But suddenly momentum had shifted completely. He dropped another shot on the 14th hole, and what once looked like a comfortable victory suddenly became a tense battle. Many players would have unraveled under that kind of pressure. Spieth responded by doing what only Spieth seems capable of doing. At the par 5 15th, he drained a stunning eagle putt and immediately turned toward Michael Greller with the exact same "Go get it" gesture fans saw again this week at Quail Hollow. That moment sparked one of the greatest closing stretches in modern major history. Spieth birdied the 16th, nearly aced the 17th, added another birdie, then calmly parred the 18th to secure his third major championship. In just a few holes, he completely flipped the tournament back in his favor. The comeback became legendary, and the "Go get it" gesture turned into one of those unforgettable Jordan Spieth moments fans still replay years later. So when Spieth repeated it at Quail Hollow during another electric eagle putt, longtime golf fans instantly felt the nostalgia. For many, it symbolized something even bigger, the possible return of the classic Jordan Spieth. "Now that's the Jordan I've missed," one fan wrote online after the clip went viral. That reaction quickly became the dominant theme across social media. Even though Spieth remains one of golf's biggest names, fans have spent the last few seasons waiting to consistently see the fearless, magical version of Spieth that once dominated the sport. Since his last PGA Tour victory in April 2022, His career has felt filled with flashes of brilliance mixed with frustrating inconsistency. At times during the 2026 season, Spieth has looked close to returning to elite form, but putting together 4 complete rounds has remained difficult. A perfect example came just 2 weeks earlier at the Caddie Championship. Spieth opened the tournament with a sensational 7 under 65, immediately climbing near the top of the leaderboard. Yet over the weekend, his form faded, and he ultimately finished tied for 18th. That pattern has become painfully familiar for fans who continue hoping to see Spieth contend regularly again. Still, moments like the eagle putt at Quail Hollow remind everyone why belief never fully disappears when it comes to Jordan Spieth. Another fan posted, "Jay is looking solid today, sharpening up his game for the PGA." That comment reflects another major storyline surrounding Spieth right now, the upcoming PGA Championship. At 32 years old, Spieth is once again preparing for another attempt to complete the career Grand Slam. The PGA Championship remains the only major title missing from his collection. Winning the Wanamaker Trophy would place Spieth among the rarest company in golf history, joining legends who have captured all 4 modern major championships. The opportunity has haunted him for years. His best chance came back in 2015 at Whistling Straits. Spieth finished runner-up that week after shooting an incredible 17 under par, but Jason Day produced an even more historic performance to deny him the title. Since then, Spieth has continued chasing the final piece of golf immortality. He has shown flashes of contention at several PGA Championships, including a third-place finish in 2019 at Bethpage Black and a respectable T12 finish at Bellerive in 2018. But recent results have been far less encouraging. He finished tied for 43rd at Valhalla in 2024 and missed the cut entirely at Quail Hollow during the 2025 PGA Championship. That history makes this year's return to Quail Hollow particularly interesting. Spieth has repeatedly spoken about how comfortable he feels at the course. According to him, he knows exactly where to miss around nearly every green and feels extremely familiar with the layout. "I can pretty much name the whole locations and know where to miss," Spieth explained earlier this week. Yet strangely, that comfort has never translated into strong finishes at Quail Hollow. Before this year's event, he had never recorded a top 25 finish at the course despite multiple appearances. That inconsistency perfectly summarizes Spieth's recent career, moments of obvious brilliance without the sustained results fans expect from someone with his talent. Still, there are signs that parts of his game may finally be trending upward again. One fan pointed out online, "Spieth's gaining over 2 strokes on the greens this week and taking full advantage of moving day with this eagle putt." Putting, historically one of Spieth's greatest weapons, has become an especially important storyline this season. At the 2026 Masters tournament last month, Spieth openly admitted that his putting had held him back despite strong ball striking. According to Spieth, he actually hit the ball better tee to green at Augusta than he did during his famous Masters victory in 2015. The difference was on the greens. Too many missed opportunities prevented him from truly contending. Statistically, Spieth entered the Truist Championship ranked just 56th on tour in strokes gained putting with an average of 0.217. While solid, those numbers fall far below the elite putting performances that once made him nearly unbeatable during his peak years. That is why the eagle putt at Quail Hollow felt significant beyond just one highlight moment. It looked like vintage Spieth. The confidence, the swagger, the instant reaction before the putt even dropped, the connection with Greller, the crowd energy. For a few seconds, fans felt transported back to the Spieth era that once dominated golf headlines every week. And perhaps that explains why the clip spread so quickly online. Jordan Spieth's relationship with Michael Greller has always been one of the most fascinating partnerships in professional golf. Since teaming up in 2011, the two have developed a chemistry built around constant conversation, strategic disagreements, and mutual trust. Greller often challenges Spieth's aggressive instincts. Spieth often ignores him anyway. One of the most famous examples came during the 2022 Charles Schwab Challenge. Facing a dangerous recovery shot over water, Greller famously admitted, "I just don't see it, Jordan." Spieth responded calmly, "What don't you see?" After insisting, "It's on me," Spieth attempted the impossible punch-cut recovery and nearly holed it out. That interaction perfectly captured the essence of their partnership. Greller provides caution. Spieth provides imagination. Together, they somehow make chaos work. That dynamic is part of why fans connect so strongly with Spieth compared to many other stars. His rounds feel emotional and unpredictable. Every shot seems capable of producing either disaster or magic. At Quail Hollow, fans got another reminder of the magical side. One final fan reaction summed it up perfectly. "Moments like this are why the PGA Tour never disappoints." Another simply wrote, "Amazing!" Whether Spieth can finally turn these flashes into another victory remains the biggest question heading into the PGA Championship. But if Saturday proved anything, it is that golf fans are still desperately waiting for the full return of classic Jordan Spieth. And every time he turns toward Michael Greller with that familiar hand gesture, they start believing all over again.